They called her weak. That the best you got, rookie? A voice snapped, soaked in arrogance, as 6 towering Marines formed a circle around her. She didn't flinch. Her boots stayed planted, her gaze never lifted. Private First Class Elena Vega stood in the dirt-swept pit of the training yard, her uniform damp with sweat, her jaw bruised from an earlier knock. Around her, the cadence of mockery pulsed. Grins curled like weapons. One Marine cracked his knuckles. Another spat at her feet. The rest? Spectators, indifferent, some amused, most silent. What they didn't see was the steel beneath her silence. What they didn't know was what silence cost her. The colonel stood at a distance, arms crossed. "Proceed," he muttered. And just like that, fists flew. But she didn't move like a trainee. She moved like something coiled, something forged. 3 seconds. That's how long it took. One fell from a sudden knee to the ribs. A second crumpled with a twist of his arm and a jab that left his breath behind. The third staggered back, blood already streaming from his nose. 2 more charged. They didn't reach her. And the 6th, the one who called her weak, never saw the foot that swept him off the earth. All 6 lay broken in the dust. Elena stood over them, breathing calm, hands still raised. The silence wasn't mockery anymore. It was awe. But the story didn't begin here. A year before the pit, Elena Vega stood in a hallway in Quantico, her palms slick with sweat, gripping a letter marked with her brother's name. Private Elias Vega, KIA, Afghanistan. The hallway had smelled like disinfectant and copper. She remembered the texture of the envelope, heavy, unforgiving. She had run her fingers over the words until her skin was raw. Elias had been her only family. Her anchor, her storm. He had taught her how to shoot, how to brace, how to breathe through fear. When she enlisted, they told her, quietly, that girls like her don't make it past the first 6 weeks. She didn't cry. She just trained. Every early run, every bruised knuckle, every breathless night was a letter to her brother, written in blood and grit. She didn't seek validation, only vengeance. But vengeance, she learned, wasn't loud. It didn't shout in faces. It whispered through endurance. In the weeks before the pit, the whispers had begun. She's too small, book smart, not field smart, can't even do a clean pull-up. No one asked why she trained after lights out, why she never sat in the mess hall, why her eyes stayed fixed on the horizon during formation, like she was waiting for a ghost. Her silence made her invisible, and invisibility made them bold. When the informal challenge came, a circle of 6 volunteers, all larger, all louder, no one stopped it. "Let her learn," someone muttered. About time she got humbled. She stepped into the ring alone, not to prove them wrong, to remind herself she was still alive. The moment her boot struck the 6th Marine's chest, and he dropped, wheezing, something shifted. Someone at the edge of the yard clapped once, then another, and then the colonel. He stepped forward, slow, deliberate. "You move like recon," he said quietly. She didn't answer. He turned to the 6 groaning bodies in the dirt. "You just got taught a lesson by someone who never raised her voice." He looked back at her. "Ever consider special ops?" Her silence said everything. Later that evening, someone slid a folded flag beneath her door. No note, no apology, just a quiet acknowledgement. The next morning, every Marine in her unit stood when she entered, not by command, but because something ancient demanded it. In the weeks that followed, the whispers changed, not out of fear but out of respect. They watched her differently now, not as the woman who took down 6 Marines, but as the one who carried the weight of a ghost and never let it bend her. And somewhere, maybe, Elias was watching too. In every breath she took, every step she made, every silence she held. This story isn't about strength measured in pounds or noise. It's about the kind that doesn't ask to be seen, the kind that stands when no one claps, speaks when no one listens, and strikes when no one believes you will. If you've ever been underestimated, remember, they called her weak in training. So she took down 6 Marines with one strike. Where are you watching from? Comment respect if you felt that. And subscribe for more stories that prove silence isn't weakness, it's precision.